All right, students, here we go. Today we're going to be talking about perimeter and area of parallelograms. But first we're going to talk about what makes a parallelogram a parallelogram. A few qualities we're going to talk about. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are always parallel. So I have my example here, which was kindly donated by Cinnamon Toast Crunch, no sponsor. The top and bottom sides of the parallelogram would be considered parallel. In the same sense, the left and right sides of the parallelogram are considered parallel. That's one quality that makes a parallelogram. Another quality is that opposite sides are congruent, meaning they're equal in length. So whatever this top side is here, we can bet that that matches up with the bottom side. They'll be same dimensions, equal. Same sense, the left and the right side, left side, right side, would be congruent or the same measure. So if you're given, say, 10 centimeters here, 10 centimeters on the right side as well. The last thing I want to talk about with the parallelogram, last quality, is that opposite angles are equal or congruent. So whatever angle this would be, maybe a 60-degree angle, this angle is also a 60-degree angle. Opposite angles are congruent. A parallelogram is a polygon. It's also a quadrilateral. It's a plane figure, two-dimensional. And in these, we're going to be looking at some calculations. First of which we're going to talk about is area. Area is found by taking the base times the height in a parallelogram. One thing about a parallelogram is that base and height are always perpendicular, or they measure 90 degrees. So my base here is perpendicular to my height. I know because there is a square notating the 90 degrees. Same thing up here, base and height would be 90-degree angle. One kind of cool trick with a rectangle, I'm just going to try it here, or with a parallelogram, is if I cut along the height, I should have my parallelogram turn into a rectangle. Well, my drawing was a little bit off, but not bad. And in a rectangle, you find length times width to find the area. So that dimension is relatable in a parallelogram. We just take base times height. Something like that. Also with relating to a rectangle, to find perimeter of a rectangle, you go 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Same thing with a parallelogram. 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Notice though that we didn't use height in here. We didn't find height either way to find perimeter, because in perimeter we're only figuring the distance around the object, or the sum of the sides of the object. So I'll put this back together. You can see my parallelogram perimeter is illustrated by the red sides. So this side plus this side plus this side plus this side will give us the perimeter. Let's practice a couple problems, or at least one problem here. I said find the perimeter and the area. This is going to replicate onto your assignment for this lesson. You'll have 6 problems finding the perimeter and the area, so please make sure that you answer both. Let's start with finding the area first. If I want to find the area of this parallelogram, I'm going to take the base times the height to find the area of that parallelogram. So if I set this up and I say, okay, base is 12 times the height is 14. Grab my calculator, make sure I'm right here. 12 times 14 is in fact 168. So area equals 168. When we're finding label of area is measured in square units. We're looking at inches here, so this is going to be square inches, or inches squared. That's how you find area of a parallelogram, base times height. The only error that I might see you making on this is maybe including the 15. Only include the base times the height, whatever is perpendicular. That's how you're going to find area. Let's look at perimeter next. Perimeter, we're going to take 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And in this case, we're not going to look at the 14. 14 is out. I'm going to call length 12, width 15. 12, 15. 2 times 12 is 24. 2 times 15 is 30. And if my calculations are correct, that gives us a perimeter of 54 inches. Now, I only said inches there because perimeter is just a distance around the shape. Looks good. Email me or private comment if you need some help with this. That's going to do it for the video. Thanks.